Hello, Sarah Loving here. So right now I'm going to do a drugstore mini haul and kind of review for you guys. I just went recently and picked up some stuff that I saw on Pinterest and got some recommendations that were good colors and that people seem to really like, and I thought I'd let you know what I thought. So I'll just get started here right off the bat. First thing I got was put the label on backwards, there we go, was the Rimmel Wake Me Up foundation in ivory. Now, I saw Tanya Burr on YouTube use this all through the summer, and she really loved it. So I was so excited to go out and try it, but you couldn't get it in North America. So it just recently came out and launched at the drugstores, so I snatched it up. I don't own any drugstore foundations, unless you count the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum, because you get that at Shoppers Drugmart in Canada, but the cost of it alone doesn't really lend itself to a drugstore foundation for me. I'm thinking drugstore foundation has to be like around $10, which is what this was. I think I got this for like $8.99 or $9.99, something like that. My shade is Ivory, and I thought it only fitting that the makeup I'm wearing today was using the products that I have here. Now, I couldn't use all of them because I have like 4 different lip products and then it would just look crazy. But I did do a makeup tutorial on this look and thought I'd keep it on for the mini haul as well. So yeah, I got this one, and you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's a little bit heavier than what I like. Like I can feel it a little bit more on the face. The coverage is pretty good, and I haven't really noticed it like caking up and creasing the few times that I've worn it. This is definitely like an evening foundation for me, because I know that during the day I like to go a little bit more sheer on my skin just so that it looks a little bit fresher. But you know what? I'm impressed with this for a drugstore foundation. As I said, I don't have many drugstore foundations, so I don't have a whole lot to compare it to. I mean, the Revlon Color Stay would be the drugstore foundation that I have in my kit, but I don't use it on myself very much because I find my skin's a little bit too dry for that, and it just doesn't really sit nicely on my skin. But I love it for normal and normal to oily skins, so I use it in my kit. But this one is good for drier skins, so that's, you know, that's a bonus. If you've got a drier or normal skin tone, this would be a good one. All right, next thing I got was, this is actually kind of a refill, but I'm going to talk about it now anyways, and this is the Dream Lumi Touch Highlighting Concealer. So this is supposed to go along the same vein as the Yves Saint Laurent Touche Éclat, or I actually like the Clinique Airbrush concealer as well, and honestly I think it's pretty good. I got the shade Radiant, and though I do find it to be a little bit heavier, like not quite as reflective, more of just like a really lightening, brightening foundation almost, I do think that it gets the job done. It doesn't have quite as much of that bounce back light reflection, I think, as the Touche Éclat or the Clinique Airbrush, but for the cost, which is again like around $10, in comparison to those 2 other products, I think that this is a really good steal, and it's a good color. I mean, the Radiant, I've heard, is more similar to those other light reflecting concealers than some of the other color range that they have. Those are intended, I think, a bit more for correcting opposed to the brightening effect, and with these pen concealers, that's the main reason I'm using them. So I'm liking this. I'm a fan. Next would be the Wet n Wild Color Icon in, what's this one called? I think it's called Comfort Zone. So the reason I got this is because I heard that it had, well, pretty much just for this color right here, which is the one that I have in my outer corner, and I'll do a little swatch for it on my hand for you guys. It's supposed to be a dupe, I think, for the MAC eyeshadow clubbing, and I can see that. I can definitely see it. It's got like that brown and green kind of two-tonal thing going on. I ran into the same problem I always do with drugstore eyeshadows. They're not the number one thing I like to buy at the drugstore, just because I find that the pigment is not intense, or if it is intense, there is a ton of fallout. And that's what I found with this. Fallout galore. And I had to use a primer underneath, which I used the e.l.f. eyeshadow primer because I was trying to stick to drugstore brands, but I despise that primer anyways. But I needed to use a primer so that I could get the pigment intensity and to really get that shade to come through. And even still, it did blend away quite a bit. And I don't know. I mean, I think there's some interesting colors. And I think that if I was just starting out in makeup and didn't really know what I liked and what my tastes and what my styles were, I would definitely go for the Wet n Wild the Wet n Wild eyeshadows, because the price is insane. This was $4 at Superstore, and there is 8 eyeshadows in there. Just be very choosy about the areas you're going to place it in. Like, it might work a little bit better as just a kind of outer corner look, or, you know, like maybe a contour, that sort of thing. But as far as doing the entire eye makeup, it was not the easiest to work with. So you know, I'd give this like a 6 out of 10. Sure. It's a good rating for that, I think. Right, so next, this was a repurchase. Kind of. The last time, this is the Maybelline The Falsies Volume Express. Last time I got the, I think it was called the flared version, something like that, flared. And it was okay. I wasn't crazy about it. The color seemed not entirely black to me, and I got like the blackest one that they had. This time I got the Black Drama because I've heard better things about that, and I like it a whole lot better. I'm a big fan of this mascara. I think it gives really, really good volume. The brush is really easy to work with. The color is very intense, nice and black. And yeah, Maybelline mascaras are always on sale. Like, you can easily pick one up for $6 or $7. So I highly recommend this. I just recently repurchased L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara as well, like in the last few months. And I actually wrote in my year of mascara reviews on my blog, which you can check out in the sidebar, whichever side that is, on my website, lovingbeauty.com. And not impressed at all with the L'Oreal Voluminous. And this was, I think, ranked my #2 favorite mascara of last year, and I went through a lot, so you know, that speaks pretty highly. Last thing for the eyes that I got, and this was a repurchase as well, but deserves to be mentioned, is the Ardel Individual Lashes. I like to get the short black flare. They're all flare, I think, but the short black ones. Short and medium are good. This time when I got the short, it's different packaging. Like, the container used to be pink, now it's white. Whatever, who cares? But I'm wondering if they're a little bit different, because it says also that they're not free. So the tips, usually where there was like this little bud, there isn't one. It's like a little bit flatter right at the tip of the lash. It's hard to explain, and I'm not even sure you could really see it on camera. But instead of it being kind of like a hard ball at the end, it's a little bit flatter. So it blended into the lash line a lot better. But I also feel like the short are a little bit shorter than they used to be. They blended in perfectly with my natural lashes, and they gave me added thickness, but I'm not really sure that they gave me a whole lot of extra length. And usually if I'm doing a false lash, I want extra length and extra volume. I want it all, of course, because they're false lashes. And if we're gonna go to all that trouble, we might as well get all of the benefits, right? So I think I would probably get some medium as well, and then maybe mix them up. Okay, and probably my most favorite discovery from the drugstore. I was so excited. I have been thinking about getting this for a really long time, and I didn't, because I think the packaging is hideous. And I know you shouldn't judge a book by a cover, and who cares about packaging? This girl right here. I like my stuff to be cute, and I like it to look like it's from the decade I'm doing my makeup in. And to me, this Milani Baked Blush, all of the Milani packaging, I think looks so ghetto. I don't know why. That's just my own personal preference. It feels a little bit ghetto as well, but who cares? Because this color I love. This is Luminoso. And I think it's the Baked Blush by Milani. I think I'm probably going to go back and get the two other ones as well, because the texture of this is so lovely and smooth, and it has this beautiful little sheen to it where I don't even have to add an extra highlighter on top. It's supposed to be a dupe for NARS Orgasm, and honestly, I see the resemblance a little bit because it's got kind of that peachy goldness to it, but I think it's definitely a lot more peach than the Orgasm is. I think the Orgasm has a lot more kind of pinkness to it, a little bit more color intensity, and I love the Orgasm and I love this. I just don't know if I would compare them completely together. But this is just such a nice, really light peach, beautiful sort of glowing shimmer. I did not expect to love this as much as I did. Probably that is why I am gushing about it now, because you know when stuff surprises you and then you're excited. Well, that's me with this blush here. Big, big fan. Right, so the lip that I'm wearing today is this Revlon Colorburst Lip Butter in Creme Brulee. Now, I was looking for the color Soft Nude, but I think we either don't have it in Canada, or sometimes they're named differently for the exact same product, and this was the only color I saw that seemed nude at all, so I got it, and I like it. I mean, I'll swatch it here for you guys. It is very, very sheer in intensity, you can see. The texture is really nice. It's very balmy and, you know, like moisturizing. I don't find that it dries my lips out for however long I'm wearing it. I'm not crazy over it. I'm not crazy over the formulation. I'm not crazy over the color, but hey, I mean, you can never have enough nude lipsticks. And this one is nice because it's not overly chalky. Like, you know, some of those nude lipsticks are so chalky looking. They're so like bright, chalky brown. I'm not down with that sort of nude. And I did like that for this. Or like this for that, is it wasn't very chalky. It was a nice kind of caramely sort of nude. Actually, I'll do all the lipsticks first. I got another Revlon. This is the Revlon Superlustrous Lipstick. It's a matte color and it's in pink pout. And this is supposed to be a dupe for some other MAC lipstick, whatever. It's a nice baby sort of pink color, matte lipstick. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. That's going to be just a nice basic color. It looks really cool and kind of that purpley pink, which I like out of my pinks, opposed to the kind of warm rosy pinks that I find date me a little bit. They look a little bit drab on me. So I do like something with a bit more brightness to it. So, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Not crazy about that one, but we like it. The next I got was a Covergirl. What's this? It's called Spellbound. I'm not sure what the type of lipstick it is, but it comes in this packaging. And it's supposed to be a dupe for, I think, MAC's Girl About Town. The texture's really nice on this, and the color is lovely. It's very bright, and again, it's very cool. So cool, bright colors make your lips or make your teeth look whiter, which is a big bonus, right? We like that. So what I really like about this is not only that the color of pink makes your teeth look nice and white, but also this works better than any stain, like lip balm stain or tint or anything that I've ever tried. It stays on so well. It's really good for just kind of like tapping into your lip, and then it just stays that nice fresh pink color for ages and ages without being super drying. So huge fan of that, even though it smells like Play-Doh. And the last thing I'm going to review here is the L'Oreal Paris Colour Riche LeGloss in Baby Blossom. And this is supposed to be a dupe for Turkish Delight by NARS. And I love this. I think it's great. I'm wearing that over top of the lip butter today, and it's just a really nice light pink color. Not too sticky, it wears really well. So yeah, big win from the Baby Blossom as well. Looks like it's not going to be a real fab color, but it's kind of mod, and mod's in right now, right? So hooray for the Baby Blossom. Anyways, that's it. That's all I've got for now. I hope that this was helpful, and I'll list everything down below. Anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for bearing with me through all of that, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye.